Since I've been a powerlifter for most of my career, I didn't know much about the various muscle groups until I got into the actual bodybuilding, and for most of my career I assumed that everybody had the same number of heads on specific muscles and that the insertions were the same on everybody, and that is not true. This is what we call muscle variation, and I'd like to show you some examples of muscle variation. I think you'll find it fascinating. Let's take a look at the hamstrings. Now, the hamstrings start from the outer leg. They're on the back of the leg, right? There are three of them. They start with biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. Now, the semimembranosus is the closest to the center of the body, and this is the one muscle that we're going to talk about right now that can have incredible variation. Now, the muscle can be doubled in some people. It can be reduced in size on some people, and it can be completely absent in certain individuals. Looking again at the hamstrings, the first muscle from the outside of the leg is, again, the biceps femoris. Now, the variation in that is that, it has a long head, is what we all see, but it has a short head down at the bottom, and that short head can be totally absent. Additionally, many individuals have a condition where there are multiple heads in different positions that are part of their biceps femoris. So the variation can be tremendous in certain individuals. Now, what's one of the sexiest muscles on the human body? It's the biceps. Biceps brachii. That's the actual proper name for it. So in some individuals, they actually have, in about 10% of the individuals, there's a third head. But more fascinating, there are, in rare cases, a fourth, a fifth, even a seventh head. Now, you've probably heard of the rhomboid muscle. It's on your back. It connects your scapula to the vertebrae of the spinal column. Now, there's a rhomboid major and a rhomboid minor, and sometimes these two muscles are fused into one muscle. The latissimus dorsi is the largest muscle on your back, and it adducts, extends, internally rotates the arm, and also can rotate the trunk. Now, in some individuals, the variation is in the number of vertebrae that it attaches to, and that can vary from 4 to 8 vertebrae. So that's got to affect performance. Another muscle that we're all familiar with is the pectoralis major. Now, lying underneath the major is the pectoralis minor that you don't see. Now, in some individuals, the pectoralis major is completely absent. I've talked about the brachialis anticus before, and that lies in the upper arm. It's beneath the biceps, and it is there to assist the biceps in flexing the forearm up towards the body. Actually, it's 50% stronger than the biceps, so you can see why I tell people to do Zottman curls to strengthen that muscle for powerlifting, but also for bodybuilding, because it makes up a fourth of that upper arm musculature. So obviously you want to work that muscle to make that whole upper arm larger, as a bodybuilder. Now, in certain individuals, the brachialis anticus is doubled. Very many people were affected by these variations. It'd be very difficult for people to compete against each other in powerlifting or even bodybuilding. Fortunately, it's a small percentage of the population that has these muscle variations.